big welcome to you as we move into Experience 25 of Series 3 in the video series Living Purposefully into Your Very Own Story. And Experience 25 is yet another aspect of how our very own interweaving stories rub shoulders with mystery as we're invited to grow into inner freeing and harmony. And here is our summary page again. Experiences 21 to 30 are about this dialogue and how we can be consciously engaging in this dialogue between the invitations that arise within us and the invitations that come to us through these from the mystery of life. And here we have discomfort again, getting smaller again. As we move into our new pattern, the discomfort fades into the background a little bit. It'll still be there. And so, in this Experience 25, we're still being present to struggles along the way, and these are a few comments as we move further on into the new pathway that we're being called to embrace. We're still on our metaphors. Epic journeying cycles are there to draw us inwards. We're moving through some discomfort still. However, there's gold at the end of the tunnel, and we will experience fear before we get there, and the fear will be decreasing. So a summary of where we are, where we pick up today. A sense of discomfort is often the first step to a new epic journeying cycle. Eventually, we know when to move, and we get the courage to move into a new do pattern. And generally, there is a bigger initial struggle, followed by lesser struggles. And today, we'll be looking at the lesser struggles. So Experience 25 has some sections. It names our new do pattern and what's happening in the do pattern. The new do pattern will be strengthening our new sensory pathways, sensory memory pathways. And it will be also balancing some aspect of an earlier pattern that has gone into overdrive. And here in this experience, we will suggest some ways to engage with a new pattern struggles that will enhance inner growth. And so here we have some lilies. And these ones are about struggle, not in the early phases. Struggle as a new pathway is developing. And so maybe you will let the lilies speak to you of how it's been for you at a time when you've changed a pattern, but you haven't quite got to the light at the end of the tunnel yet. Noel Davis is an unending source of wisdom in my view. And I'm using a part of a poem we've already had. It's scary and breathtaking, living at the edge of our lives. Just us, the edge, and the vast unknown. But where we are in this series at the moment, we've moved a little bit beyond and still the vast unknown, but not quite as vast. And I'm providing what Noel has said about what happens when we've moved past that first experience of vast unknown. Yet how quickly that edge becomes a settled place without an echo, a niche to line and realign till we feel satisfied, lulled into complacency by the now safe edge. I'm going to read the two bits with a break in between for you. At the edge. It's scary and breathtaking, living at the edge of our lives. Just us, the edge, and the vast unknown. Yet how quickly that edge becomes a settled place without an echo. A niche to line and realign till we feel satisfied, lulled into complacency by the now safe edge. So I have a few comments, as I said in the agenda that I set, about the do pattern. As we experience and make the decision for the new pattern, there will be a strengthening of our new sensory memory pathway every time we repeat this new do pattern. However, the old pattern has a strong sensory memory pathway that will constantly pull us back to it. It's an automatic pilot, all but. We were, in a sense, operating on automatic pilot, and possibly for a long time. Like for me, 34 years without integrating play, making 100% interaction with others and myself from a responsible position. In the early stages of repetition, there is likely to be a pining for the ease and comfort, perhaps now not as comfortable as it was, of the old pattern. That is, the automatic pilot kicks in. Actually, by this stage of the new pattern, you probably know that it's worthwhile, but you're sitting there, oh, it would be good to go back, but you don't go back. You manage to keep on going. Now, one way to bypass such struggles of, will I go back, won't I, is to breathe deeply. Then go back to the phrase and pose that is yours in Experience 25 and move forward in behaviour from that inner space. I can tell you from experience, it helps a lot. So now I'm inviting you to spend a little time allowing a time when you've experienced struggle in your desire to change a behaviour pattern and maybe halfway along the changing that's happened. And perhaps you might note the process of the sense of struggle decreasing over time. And so now we come to the part where we give our emotional intelligence a say, more say than usual. And so when we're in a new pattern and we've been in it for a while and we're starting to get the benefit of it and to experience the benefit of it, the pain is decreasing. So how do we... This exercise is about being more expansive and satisfying in our journeying. And so this list will be a set of words which will give you some expansive and satisfying feelings when you're kind of sitting on that edge, will I, won't I, move into the new pattern. I invite you to breathe in deeply a few times. Breathe in, hold it, see the air circulating through your body. Breathe out slowly. And do this a few times until you've created an inner space. And in that inner space, release the question, what would I like more of? And let one of these have more energy if it will. Playful and impish, noticing everything, feeling at home in the world. I can be in the world. My wisdom has heart, sustained concentration, knowledge that supports, astute observing, profoundly focused, enthusiasm for ideas, synthesizing. If none of these has more energy than another, perhaps take on board playful and impish. And when you're ready, repeating that phrase in your aesthetic self, repeat it and let it resound in your being until your body will put it into movement. And keep that movement going until the word and the movement become one. Keep it going until there's no distinction between the word and the movement. And when that's happened, exaggerate the movement. Exaggerate it using all the space and energy that you have in every part of your body. Exaggerate the movement. Allow it to come expression using length and depth and height. And then when you're ready, come to a pose that encapsulates all that you experienced in the movement that was generated from this phrase. And I invite you to set this phrase and pose in your sensory memory. And again, I know when you're sensing struggle as you move into a new do pattern, that you can use this particular phrase and pose to enhance the quality that came. Or if that one doesn't satisfy, then use the list again so that you will find another quality that your emotional intelligence knows would be good for you. So where have we been in this series 3? Experience 21 was about becoming more aware of who I am in my skin. Experience 22 was of recognising invitations to embrace a call onwards. Experience 23 was of knowing when to move into action. Experience 24 was about struggles along the way when you begin to move into a new pattern. And experience 25 is of expanding feelings as a new pattern is welcomed. And experience 26 will be about a beginning sense of freeing and harmony, the light getting closer at the end of the tunnel. And the new do pattern brings balance to what was in overdrive in an old pattern, and that's kind of a corollary of the first part. And so I thank you for taking part in Experience 25 and allowing your emotional intelligence to have a little more say about what's good for you.